Alrighty. Number 15.
Number 25. Quarter to 100.
Yeah, quarter to 100. Next episode's the half a year mark.
Yeah, it is half a year as well. So we've got 2 milestones in a row. That's pretty baller.
It is pretty baller.
And we're the only people to be on every single podcast episode.
Yep. Today, you guys are joined by your hosts, Dane and Israel.
Israel and Dane. So Gage, was caught for going AWOL from the military. Now he's in a federal level prison and possibly on death row. Nate was driving over here as per usual, getting ready for the podcast, and he was, got lost in some sewer, and he kept on texting us about some weird cow noises and
Yeah, he said
something about Poseidon. I don't
it's
know.
like a maze down there, cow noises. Really weird. I figured just fucking leave him alone.
Yeah, and then ties at his sister's birthday. What a lame excuse. Whatever.
Ooh,
Oh.
So I've got something
I
I
can't
really
talk for the rest of the podcast.
You're laughing. Does that count? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. There's something I really need to get off my chest.
Okay.
Have you seen this new Grubhub 3D animated ad?
Yep. Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
It's
shit
so bad.
So much. Listen, out of everything that has ever been recorded ever, this is probably the only thing I could go frame by frame
and hate everything.
Tell you exactly why I hate what's happening on everything. People don't look like that.
No.
Nothing like that is normal.
Everything is wrong about it. Even before it was like a meme. My little brother and I saw it on TV, and we were like, that is the worst commercial
I got it on my phone before it was a meme.
Yeah.
And I wanted to rip the eyes out of my fucking sockets. That shit is insufferable. It's, I have tried Grubhub before because I had a little token thingy that said $25 off on Grubhub. Use it. I think, hey, money for food's money for food. Fuck it. So I installed Grubhub to get. I did not have a good experience with Grubhub for that order. So I've been a DoorDash homie ever since. But here's the thing. That ad just made me a DoorDash homie for life.
For life. For eternity.
I will never try Grubhub again. Ever.
It's so they animated the gums on the teeth. The teeth are so defined. Their faces are just a little bit glossy. They're not perfectly matte. So it's it looks almost like they're clammy. They don't move normally. The ramping up and down of the motions is it's linear.
Some I don't know. 8 motherfuckers from California made that video and said, this is a good video. This is what real humans are like. Here in Silicon Valley, they all look like this, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, if I had the motivation, I could make this video frame by frame analysis of why I hate this fucking thing.
I see. What are the odds that you do this?
1 in 3.
What?
Yeah. I don't want to give you a 1 in 2 because I don't want you to have to do it.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I'll make the odds pretty fucking low.
Okay. There's a lot of frames in there. There's probably a few thousand frames.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I lose this, I'll make this fucking video.
Okay, so I'm gonna count down from 3, and then after go, we say our number.
Okay.
So it'll be 3, 2, 1, go, and then the number.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
1. Ooh. So you guys can look forward to that video coming out. It'll probably be out in a few months because that's gonna take me a long time.
Oh, you're not gonna do it all in one sitting?
Fuck no. You think I could do that whole thing in one sitting?
Did you see the thing where Jax Films he analyzed every single frame of the Emoji Movie trailer in one sitting? A few hours. Yeah.
I don't know anything about editing, but I will make this video. In fact, I'll have Dane teach me how to edit.
Just for this video.
Just for this video.
We could upload it. Should we upload it to CTTV or?
I'm going to upload it on my channel.
Okay, that makes sense. Hey, remember that video that we were going to upload to this channel and then it just disappeared? Was Nate eating the ramen?
I thought he was going to post that on his channel or on Instagram.
No, he was going to edit. I filmed it. He was going to edit it and then like the files got lost or something, or they got like weirdly corrupted or something, because
I thought we had him and Nate was just lazy.
that might be it too.
I think that's the real story.
That might be it.
Do you want to tell that story?
What, just like give a gist about what happened with the ramen thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because there's multiple layers to the story. So I got this like spicy Korean ramen where instead of like a powder, it was like a black
Yeah, it's like
paste.
black syrupy kind of.
Yeah.
We've talked about this ramen previously. Well, it's not ramen, but it's the one that Ty couldn't eat and I totally ate because
Yeah, this is the origins. Yeah, my dad, because I started buying I figured out like the best store-bought ramen was like these Korean brands that I found at like Vaughn's or something. And my dad went to Costco and saw a huge box of this ramen, and he brings it home and he's like, "Yo, this one's chicken flavored. Isn't that tight?" And I'm like, "This one says very spicy. Is this gonna be all right?" And he's like, "Hey, there's only one way to find out." So I eat it, and I eat it before work, and my lips puff up, and the dye and the syrup stains your lips.
This syrup is black, by the way.
Black. Yeah. Thankfully, I have to wear a mask to work, so I just put the mask over it, and I'm like, this is one of the perks, very few perks of COVID, is nobody gets to see like just my absolutely obliterated mouth. Yeah. So then after that, I'm like, who has a worse spice tolerance than me? Because I have a decent spice tolerance. I'd say slightly above average. And I was like, Nate eats guacamole and is like, oh man.
What?
Yeah.
wait. Guacamole is just mashed avocado.
Not all the time.
Oh,
Well, Nate he makes it without salsa purposely, I think, so it doesn't have peppers in it. He makes it with just, you can just use garlic salt, or you can just use salt and pepper and avocado. Yeah, but I was like, I'm going to get Nate to do this. And then Nate was like, "Yo, we should make a video out of this." Because, our motto was we make content. And,
yeah.
and, we all know how that's gone. So we filmed this whole video where Nate was eating this. I mean, it might still come out one day, but, who knows at this point. I'm not going to edit it. I've got better things to do. And, we filmed it, editing it. And then Nate started eating it. And he was like, "Oh, what? Oh. No, this is bad." And it's like he's eating it, and we had to open the garage door to air it out. And then he was like, I'm going to take off my shirt. So he takes off his shirt, and he's like half naked eating this ramen. And then he's like, "Oh man, I need to air out more." So we go up my driveway and sit on the asphalt, and he's just eating it in the middle of the street. And like some people walking their dogs come by, and they're like, "Wow, that looks like some spicy ramen." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "We're making a video?" Because I'm like holding my phone. "Yeah, we're making a video." "Wow, have a good time." And then we're like, "Nate, we'll pay you. Gage was like,
Got fucking paid to do that. I'd eat that ramen for fun.
"Yeah," and you did.
I never got paid.
You never got paid, yeah. I don't think Nate ever got paid either.
He did. He got paid cash right there.
Oh, seriously? Yeah. Gage was like, "Yo, I'll give you, what, $10?
I think it was 20.
Was it 20?
I think so.
Yeah. Gage was like, "I'll give you $20 if you drink the syrup at the bottom of the bowl." And Nate was like, "That's almost not worth it when I'm going to do it." And then he did it. And I remember he got stains on his favorite T-shirt because of the ramen syrup, is black.
That was me. He wasn't wearing a shirt.
Stains. No, he got. I remember because he was like, I went over to his house the next day and he was like, "Yeah, I got a few drops on the shirt. Do you think it'll come out?" And I was like, no. So he was pretty bummed about that because it was his favorite shirt. So worth the $20. I think the shirt was from Goodwill, so probably because, but some Goodwill shirts are priceless because you can't ever find them. But they're only like $3.
There's another good video. Did the Nate being naked video ever see the light of day?
That one never saw the light of day either. We can't even use it anymore because it has Gage in it. He's not even technically in the podcast anymore.
Well, who is, anyways?
Am I right? Hey. Nice.
Yep.
I sure hope Nate gets lost from that sewer. Or whatever it is.
Gets lost. He already is lost.
Or he is lost. Gets lost. He already is lost. I don't know what I'm saying. Crazy stuff.
So, Podchamp is banned.
Yeah. That's, I I think, the
That's how
Pepe
society
thing
is.
It's just how society is. 4chan out here being like, yo, we got some alt-rights up in here, right? Let's take Pepe. And then everybody was like, no, Pepe. And I was like, I really don't care. I've never thought Pepe was that funny anyways. Wojak, that's the funny side of the same artist, in my opinion. Because Pepe was like, whoa, check out this rare Pepe. And then they changed the green to look like raw meat because it's like rare.
Are Pepe and Bojack the same artist?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
No? They're definitely both from 4chan.
They are.
Yeah. Yeah, don't quote me on that one, but did you ever see the Pepe movie? It was like about the history of the artist, and it goes through like how it came to like
And
rise
then how
within
the artist
4chan and
became
then
a
Reddit.
huge fucking pussy. Yeah, I heard about it. Never watched it because I
Apparently
don't want to
it's-
give money to losers like that.
You could always torrent it.
You're right. I could, but then I'd be wasting my time
Yeah.
because one, I don't care that much, and two, the artist is a soy pussy, like I just said,
Nice.
and three, it's just a fucking meme.
Yeah.
It's a JPEG on your computer. I don't care.
I'm probably gonna watch it eventually. I think it was I Hate Everything or Your Movie Sucks. I can't remember which one. And then also Karsten Runquist. And they're some of the top like movie reviewers on YouTube.
Yeah.
They both said it was like in their top 10 favorite movies of the year, I'm pretty sure. So that's pretty impressive, especially for a documentary about a meme. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, but like, Pepe got co-opted by the alt-right. And I wasn't too upset about that. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, we need to move on anyways. But then PogChamp, at like the peak of its height, like just a completely innocent meme of some dudes playing Pogs, which is like a 90s like thing you got from a bottle cap. And this wasn't it the Capitol thing? Oh yeah, that happened since the last time we recorded the podcast.
Well, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Is it weird that when I saw that on the news, I was like, oh, that's crazy. Whatever.
I saw that on the news and I was like, it's about fucking time. I want to tear down every government building all the time. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Every single politician is a dickhead who makes money off of us being shitty, lazy people who are too lazy to get up and say, fuck you, stop taking my money. I hate that shit.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that the authoritarian like side is the one like breaking into it. It's pretty fun.
Well, it's authoritarians being upset with other authoritarians.
Yeah. There's so many good pictures that came out of that. Like pictures that'll end up in history books and kids will be like, this happened? This guy shirtless and covered in war paint was inside the Capitol building?
You know what? Say what you want about that guy. I know nothing about him.
Yeah.
But low key, I think that's pretty badass.
No, it definitely is. Like, I think the whole thing was one of the dumbest things that it's probably going to happen this year, and it happened in the first week. But that is some top tier badassery.
Like,
No doubt.
Not enough people can say they've stormed a political building.
Yeah. And came out of it like an internet legend, mostly in infamy.
I think he's
Except
crying in
4chan.
prison now.
Oh, yeah, they're all crying in prison. And that's why we need to institute the badassery scale that I was talking about a few podcasts earlier, because he would get out instantly and it'd be, whatever.
I remember this, actually.
Dude, imagine if Trump got reelected, but the Capitol rating still happened for whatever reason. I don't know why it would if he got reelected, but this is, hypothetically.
I'm
Let's go
surprised it's
Ben
taken
Shapiro on
this
here.
long for any government official building to be raided when...
Oh, no, apparently the Black Panthers did in the 60s.
Well, I mean, in the last,
Or maybe.
in the last 4 years in Trump's election cycle.
Yeah.
Because
Or even Bush, too.
every single liberal was just, yo, let's set the streets on fire. And everyone says, hey, what the fuck? And the news says, this is a peaceful protest, guys. Come on. It's just a little fiery. I think we've all seen the picture. But they never just broke in.
What, to any, government building?
Yeah, I feel like we would know.
Well, I think the thing is with the protests that got out of hand, at the first it was a protest and then it got louder and then the people in there who were the mob mentality and the people who were there you know, like, yo, this turned into a riot at any moment, and any moment I can take advantage of it. Like, have you seen Hot Rod, where they're like going down the street and they're all like singing,
yeah.
and then they
All of a
throw
sudden,
the TV,
everyone starts looting.
That's literally how most protests go, sadly. But it's like with the Capitol building thing, it was. I feel like it was more like a premeditated thing where it's like, let's see how far we can go.
I think they're all premeditated.
Yeah, to some extent.
But what I mean is like the conservatives who said, "Yo, what up? We're gonna storm the Capitol building." They saw their enemy and said, "We're gonna go after our enemy," and they did.
Yeah.
But
The dude sitting at Nancy Pelosi's desk. Again, that picture is so baller.
It's pretty awesome.
If you do that in any politician, like any what's Nancy Pelosi? She's head of house.
I think so.
I think something like that. If you were to do that in any head of house throughout history, and you just had some dude like with his feet up on the desk ever raiding the Capitol building, you'd be like, okay, there's something about this picture that just draws me in immediately. Besides the fact that it's pretty provocative inherently.
But the liberal riots, especially in California, dude, you're setting liberal businesses on fire.
Yeah.
And you're blocking liberals off from driving. You're in San Francisco. Your enemy isn't there.
No.
And if anyone, that's your allies. That's your home base.
Oh, there's definitely still races in San Francisco, but I mean, if you're doing
Did you say there's races?
well, there's definitely that racists. But I mean, if you're in like Palo Alto, where it's like, you've got Berkeley and Stanford within a pretty close vicinity to each other. Like, it's one of the most uppity and left-wing places probably in the world.
I think San Francisco, okay, sure, there are conservatives in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But most people in San Francisco are pretty fucking liberal. When I went there for a concert, I saw several people wearing communist hammer and sickle t-shirts when we were there.
That rocks.
No, it doesn't.
Nah. Extremism isn't just it's not super fun.
I don't think
it's necessary because, you need to rock the boat, quote unquote. But it's like,
disagree.
I don't know.
I think
because you look through history and it's the extremists are always the one that kind of make stuff happen.
I think being an extremist is only okay if you yourself recognize that you're an extremist.
Yeah. Like Malcolm X was like, yeah, this is going pretty far, but I feel like it's necessary. Like, he was completely self-aware about it. And it worked. So it worked. I don't know why.
I'm squinting at you because technically the Soviet uprisings worked, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was good.
Well, yeah. And there's a, give and take to all of them. You look at like France with the Reign of Terror, the Jacobists. Like, that was some pretty hardcore extremism. Wasn't it? They wanted to remove the church.
I don't think it was good either.
That wasn't a good thing.
I don't know why you're throwing that at me.
Yeah, but it's like throughout history, there's these moments where it's like some crazy stuff happens and everything changes. And it's like, to keep things different and changing and not stagnating, that's kind of essential in like the grand scheme of history kind of thing. But it's like, yeah, it sucks in the moment, but it's like, is it going to be for the good or for the worse?
Sucks in the moment, just, a few thousand deaths.
And I think all of like the Capitol like building thing and like all the like protests and riots earlier last year as well, and like throughout the year, like on both sides of the political spectrum, I feel like both of them are important. Like, they're obviously historical events. I think so.
I don't think there'll be historical events until more of them are like the Capitol building raid. I think once every protest becomes we're going to go fucking tear down a government establishment and literally do it. Not just we're going to go in there and steal shit. We're going to go in there and dismantle the fucking building.
Yeah,
that's when I think it'll start being.
That's when the National Guard is going to come in and just wreck shop. Where I think, what is it? I think there was only one death that happened at the Capitol building.
Yeah, it was a woman, I think, who was shot by a police officer.
I don't know if it was. It's probably been confirmed at this point, but I heard it was potentially Secret Service, because Secret Service, like they do what they want basically. Like they're their own thing. They're their own like their own bureaucracy. So they have rules where it's if they get clued, like if somebody crosses this point after you warn them, it's open fire basically, because you're there to protect people of political power. So
They're the biggest bootlickers. I'm calling you out.
calling you out, Secret Service. They break in through our windows right now. I did a report on the Secret Service. I don't remember anything. Yeah.
Sounds like every government class.
Not remembering anything?
Yep.
Yeah. I took 2. I basically took AP Gov twice because I took it in high school and then just, didn't take the AP test as you do. Actually, most people don't do that. I don't know why I did that. So then I had to take it again in college, even though I got in.
I seriously don't know why you did that. I remember asking you in person senior years, why the fuck are you taking this class if you're not going to take the AP exam? Oh, I'm just going to community college. I'm going to take it again for free anyways. You could have still saved time, Bane.
Yeah, it's in the past now. It's whatever. It was still one of the best classes I've ever taken. In high school, at least. In college, like, everything blows that class out of the water. So, sorry, teacher of that class. Teacher of the class, I wouldn't say it was one of the best classes I've ever had, but the teacher of that class was one of the best high school teachers I ever had.
Okay, we're still talking about high school. Yeah, she was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You can tell she likes her job.
Yeah, she was definitely passionate about her job, which is really all you need.
Let's take this time to talk about teachers in general now.
Okay,
cool. If you're a teacher and you're not passionate about your job, fuck you and quit. Because you're the reason children are miserable and part of the reason why depression rates are high among children.
I wouldn't say the exclusive reason, but I see where you're coming from. That's definitely there. Like, I've had some teachers who are or even ones where they're passionate, but they're like...
And you're the reason why kids are stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's partly the kid's fault too. It's like, give and take, but there are definitely some teachers where they make the class so insufferable that even the smartest kids who like want to pass with
Don't
an
give a
A
fuck.
just do not care. Yeah.
I know.
I had a couple teachers like that. Well, like I would consistently I never fully fell asleep in a class, I don't think, but there were some times where it came really close.
I tried to be the best student I could be, and for the most part, I've done a pretty good job at doing that.
I mean, have you've gotten A's in every class except for one since like 7th grade?
No. I've had all A's since starting college, but in high school it was not like that. Or even in middle school. But shit. Oh, right, sleeping in class. I try to be the best student I can be. I try to stay awake. One time I fucking, knocked my head or nodded off in social studies in 7th grade.
Yeah.
But in high school, it was when it was getting really bad because I was awake as fuck, what, 4 hours of sleep, wake up in the morning, got caffeine, feeling great, and I can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Show up to first period. Usually it's fine. Anytime we had a test, though, sleepy time, because the reading would tire my eyes out.
Oh, man.
And I would...
What class was this?
AP English.
Ah, okay.
So for junior year, I would wake up early as fuck.
And the next period was...
And the next period was U.S. history.
Which I was in your class in the second semester.
I'm pretty sure Dane was there when I slaughtered our teacher.
Yeah.
But
that class, that's the class that I consistently think of where it's like
there was that time there's a World War II vet in our class who came to our class in the history class that Dane's talking about right now. And I was trying so hard to be respectful and stay awake, but oh my God, I just could not listen to this guy without passing the fuck out. And it wasn't even a discreet passing out. I was nodding my head all the way back.
Oh, man.
Breaking my neck. And then I would snap back to it. I gotta, fuck,
Yeah. And there's nothing you can do. Once you get into that mind state, there's nothing you can do.
No. I actually want to talk more about that epic style moment in the U.S. history class.
Okay.
But I want to go back to English really quick. So it got to a point where I was just never able to finish the tests because I would get so tired while reading it that I would be nodding off mid-read. I'd wake up and I'd have to restart reading because I couldn't remember what I read. And I'm also a slow reader in general. So it got to a point where I could finish a little over half of the exam. And I go to my teacher, I'm like, look, I don't know what the deal is, but every time we take these tests, it just really tires me out. Please, God, help me. And I don't remember what we worked out. I don't even know if we worked anything out. But she was a pretty homey teacher. So she probably helped me out.
I've heard she was a homey teacher.
I remember one time on a written exam, I got a 298 out of 300. And I went up to her after class and I said, yo, what happened to those 2 points? And she said, yeah, you're right. I just gave 300. She was awesome.
Yeah.
But U.S. history. So I'm a huge history nerd, right?
Yeah.
So I'm in this class to be a dick, basically.
Hearts of Iron fans would be like,
I'm
Burgundian.
Basically, I could have saved Nazi Germany if I was in charge. That's every Hearts of Iron 4 player. But I know a lot about history in general, or at least I have a very wide surface level net of history knowledge because of things like Hearts of Iron and then just like research, especially Hungary because I'm a nerd.
That's an interesting part of the world.
She was mid-lecture.
Oh, this is back to U.S. history.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's mid-lecture and someone starts laughing. And she looks at me and says, is that really that funny?
Yeah, it was the person sitting, because I sat like adjacent from you. It was like 4 friends. We all sat like on corners in like a square. And the person behind me or in front of me started laughing. And then she called you out on it.
Yeah, she called me out on it. And Dane can back me up when I say that everything in this event actually happened.
Yeah.
So she calls me out. She's like, is that really that funny? And I didn't answer because I didn't know she was talking to me. And then she kept looking at me. And I said, are you talking to me? And she says, yeah. And I said, why? I'm not even laughing. And everyone in class was like, oh.
Yeah, and she just goes, oh. And that was it.
God, I felt like I'm a fucking G.
Dude, I want to keep on talking about this class because
This class was insufferable.
Oh,
She,
man.
straight up, in the middle of class, said that Trump was a Nazi.
She did? I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. She was comparing him to some ancient American politician who supported fascism. It was pretty annoying because, you know, there's that whole meme where every teacher ever hates Trump or whatever. It's like, homies in college be like, nothing. Professors in college be like, so here's the square root of fuck Trump or whatever. It was pretty overdone. So every time I see a teacher like fall into that stereotype, it's like, bro, come on. I don't really give a fuck about anyone's political opinion. I think everyone, except for communists, are cool to believe whatever they want. Don't fucking interrupt my class to tell me your political beliefs, though.
My mom had a class. She went to like a pretty small college in Idaho just to get like an associate's, I think. And she was taking an American history class. And then the teacher went on some weird, like it was modern American history. Like I think she talked about how it was the same class that I was taking where it was American history after the Civil War. Because usually how it works is you talk about Native Americans for the first first half of the first quarter, and then the rest is America onwards through the Civil War. And my mom was taking post-Civil War American history, and then the teacher was like, yo, this is now an ancient Chicano class, and they exclusively talked about like, or not. I'm not. Chicana, I've heard is like a specific term to some, but ancient like Latin and South America class. My mom was like, "Wait, no, this isn't what I signed up for." And I thought that was weird. How the teacher was like, I don't know. I guess they were so passionate about it. That's what they wanted to talk about. But I felt like it was weird. There was like, like if you signed up for a class, there was like, oh, Shakespearean literature. And the person was like, yo, Shakespearean? Nah, that sucks. We're going to talk about Voltaire for the whole entire rest of the class period. It's like, okay, I get.
Well, I'd much rather read Voltaire than Shakespeare.
Yeah. Although.
Oh, God.
One of my favorite movies is an adaptation of a Shakespeare play. But it's the only Shakespeare play that I actually like. Macbeth.
And just to front on my U.S. history teacher even harder, this is something I haven't told you, I don't think, but like I said, history nerd right here.
Yeah.
So she's talking to us, and in the lecture, she puts up a picture of Huey Long, pretty famous politician. If you care at all about American history, you probably know Huey Long.
Yeah.
She says he's the governor of Mississippi. And the whole class leaves, and I go up to her privately, and I said, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of 30 people, but Huey Long was the governor of Louisiana. And I felt so good.
I think we were first class of the day, because I think that there was one time where we just stood up front of the class for like 20 minutes waiting for her to get there, because she was late.
Yeah.
So we were like her guinea pig class, where like sometimes kids would be like, man, that pop quiz sucked today, didn't it? And we'd be like, we don't know what you're talking about. Because she just wouldn't give it to us, because she would do our class, and then later in the day she'd be like, okay, these kids suck hardcore, I'm gonna quiz them. So sometimes we got out of some cool stuff, but then every once in a while we'd get the test and then it wouldn't be like correct, so we'd have to deal with that garbage. I remember stuff like that. There was one time where it was when the circle thing was going around, like when, you'd make the circle with your fingers. And
circle game.
Circle game. You know what I'm talking about. But one time a paper slid off my desk, like I just moved some stuff around, and it slid and fell on the floor. And I just go to reach it up, and Israel's sitting in front of me, and, I'm going to reach it, and just right over the top of the paper, just boom, the circle. And of course, I go, oh, man, pretty reasonably loud. And the teacher goes, is there something interesting going on over there? No. Yeah, okay. I pick up my paper and I'm like, why? Why did you do that to me?
I didn't mean to. I didn't know you were going to
just get balled on.
Put out a response like that. The best part about that class was when you recorded a Minecraft.
Oh, it still exists too. Or it's like my first ever Minecraft Let's Play where I literally walk around. I think like I kill a pig with like a block of wood and then I drown myself, and then it's the end of the video. But it's when screen capturing first came out for iPhones, like built in. Mm-hmm. And I figured out you could do a voiceover while recording it. So I was like playing the game and I was like, hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. And you could hear like people, like some girls talking in the background that sat in front of me. And then one of my friend comes up and he's like, hey Dane, can you pass me a fence? And I'm like, shut up, I'm making a Let's Play. And then the video is awesome. I was going to make another one on the day of the final in AP Physics after I finished. But the class was
so good.
It was too silent, sadly. So I was like, it's too quiet.
We used to play Mario Kart in the back of our physics class.
Yeah, we actually in my first physics class before I did AP Physics, my friends, it was when like VPNs were like starting to become like a bit more mainstream. Yeah. But we only ever used the free ones. And to bypass the school firewall, you could use a VPN. But most of them didn't work. It was Tunnel Bear that worked, but you were only allowed to have like 1 gig for free a month.
Right.
Which, that sucked. That was like barely anything. You open like...
Barely anything?
What, 1 gig a month?
Okay,
but yeah, I thought you were making it like barely. I did so much with 1 gig. I was like, what were you doing? Playing Minesweeper?
Loading a JPEG.
Loading it, yeah. But and then there was like SurfNet or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. and the other one was completely free, but it was only available on like Chrome. So we got it. I got it on like all my computers. When we were first testing it out, I was with my friends in physics, and we were like, well, what's some websites that are like for sure blocked? So we checked Reddit, and it was like, oh, Reddit's unblocked. Cool. We checked like YouTube. We could watch any YouTube video. And then one friend was like, yo, let's check 4chan.
Ooh.
So we're checking 4chan, and we're like, cool, it works. And we just went to the front page. I don't think we even looked at anything else. We're like, cool. And then we just like close it. And we turn around, and the teacher's just kind of like, walking around. He's looking over at us, and he just kind of like, he's like, what are you guys up to? And we're like, oh, He's like, all right, cool. Like nothing suspicious. And then we come to the class the next day, and one of my friends from the group was gone for the whole period. And we're like, okay, I saw him earlier today. Sometimes in high school, people are just like, I just can't do this anymore. And they just ditch class. And he lived pretty close to the school. So we're like, oh, maybe he did that. I don't know. Seems kind of out of character. But hey, sometimes you crack. And then he comes to school the next day, and he's like, guys, don't use that VPN anymore. They know we're using it. He got called up to the office, and the principal was like, yeah, you tell you and your 3 other buddies, quit using a VPN, or we're going to have to suspend all of you. And we're like,
I remember this.
yeah. So
I wasn't involved. I'm a good boy.
yeah. So we didn't use that VPN anymore. And I tried to tell people, and they're like, nah, they won't catch me. I don't think anybody else ever got caught. So I think the teacher ratted us out, and they couldn't actually track us. But the teacher was like,
The teacher's like one of the people who reads CNN and shit. And they saw 4chan, like, oh my god, oh my god, there's 4 Nazis in my class. I was a good boy. I followed the rules. I was just a fucking cunt to teachers.
I tried to break so many technology rules, and some of my most favorite moments in high school were completely like, at the beginning of every year you have to sign this stupid like computer contract where it's like, I will not use the computers for games. I will finish all my work before using entertainment on the computer. I will not blah 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 blah. Change the background, or you change the desktop in a computer, and you can potentially lose the right to use computers at school.
That's kind of absurd.
I got Smash Brothers with controllers working on the Macs in the photography room.
I was there once.
Yeah, it was with Ty. Ty and I figured out how to do it. And like we got Halo working when LAN parties in the architecture room. That was, I think back on high school, and I still think that is the peak of high school.
Playing Combat Evolved was so fun.
That was awesome.
So there's a sub that we've had at our high school for a long time. Mm-hmm. She works at the warehouse.
Oh.
It was revealed to me that I made her cry once.
By her? Did she tell you? What'd you do?
No idea. Because she was an asshole right back to me.
Oh.
So I thought we were just like bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
Because, I pull up to some teachers and I'm like, yo, check out this video. And I show them a picture of a woman gaping her asshole.
You've done that?
Yes. And nothing happened to me.
You did this to a sub?
No, I did that to a real teacher.
I want to know what teacher this is, but you can tell me after the podcast.
Senior year language.
Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't care. He'd probably just be like, dude, come on.
I got my junior year teacher to read the N-word out loud.
What?
Yes.
You weren't even reading like Tom Sawyer?
Nope.
Dang.
I showed her a meme. It referred to Abraham Lincoln as Penny N-word. Soft A. I would never make her read hard R.
No, soft, yeah.
Yeah, I was a fucking shithead. But, in high school, your teachers are a lot more likely to realize that you're a fucking human being than in elementary school or middle school.
Yeah.
So you can actually be kind of friends with your teachers, which was awesome.
Yeah. And the teachers you could become friends with in middle school were like, the ones you remember as being the best teachers.
Right.
Which was only like 2 or 3 for me.
But then I got into high school and I just had a great time with my teachers. That's why high school was so awesome for me, and elementary school sucked so much asshole. I fucking hated elementary school.
The more I look back in elementary school, the more I'm like, that sucked. That is not the golden years for me.
It's literally torturing small children for 6 years straight.
Yeah.
It's heinous.
You take a bunch of little kids and you take like 50 kids in total and you just go, okay, be friends with each other for the next 7 years. Hopefully somebody moves into the area and just hope it works. Like you'd have vendettas against people for 4 straight years. That's not healthy.
Even in high school.
Yeah.
But fuck.
But high school is so easy because it's like, oh, I don't have a class with them. Okay, that's cool.
I know. It's so much nicer to have a variety of teachers you like versus one teacher who's a fucking bitch. Talking to you, Miss Third Grade. I'm actually contemplating like calling her or emailing her like, you stupid motherfucker. You thought I was stupid and now I got a 4.0 in college. You stupid fucking bitch.
You're going to be like at university, like ready to graduate, and you're going to have like a night after partying, and you're going to be like, you know what? I've got to get something off my chest.
I'm going to do it. And then I'll just email her just this fucking angry ass email.
You write like a whole like thesis.
I'm like, because there's so many people that I just want to go back in time to be like, this is where I am now. And look at how much better I am than you. Because that's part of the reason why I'm so angry all the time. So if I could go back to each of these people and just say, hey, fuck you. I'm now old enough to contemplate language and can tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
And then just dump it on them. Because that's what always
just dunk
was
on
a
them.
hard problem when I was a kid, was I know what I want. I just don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
But now that I'm an adult, technically, and I have more than 6th grade brain, I can go to teachers and say, hey, you fucked me pretty hard. And here's why.
I don't remember any specific elementary school teachers I didn't like. Like in retrospect, I'm like, oh, that teacher probably didn't think I was the greatest.
I only liked my 6th grade teacher.
I thought my 6th grade teacher would end up being, well, I think he's still my favorite elementary school teacher that I vividly remember. Because I remember having some really good teachers like in early elementary school. Like I think my 2nd grade teacher was like awesome. But I got put in the idiots class in 1st grade. Like for the kids who were like way behind. Like I could barely spell my name by the time I got put in 1st grade.
Damn, bro, you stupid or something?
Yeah. Oh, no, it was in kindergarten. And then in 1st grade, I also got put in the idiots class. But yeah. But hey, look at me now. Got a average GPA.
Dude, I
for
was
transferring to university.
always put in like the advanced classes in elementary school. And every time I'd get to the advanced class, I was like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that's what I was not. I was really hoping that I would get put in geometry, or I would get put in straight up algebra rather than pre-algebra in 7th grade. Yeah, but I did not pass the test to get into that, even though I took pre-algebra for an entire year in 6th grade.
How'd I know?
Actually, I've talked about that class. That was the class where I slammed the kid's hand on the desk and was like, I know. So if you remember that episode, it's a pretty forgettable story, but...
I'm so glad I didn't invest so much time into like more math classes.
Oh, yeah. That's why I dropped out of AP Stats halfway through.
Yeah, I dropped out of my stats class halfway through also.
Yeah.
And before that, I went to my stats teacher and said, hey, I don't feel like doing the final. Can I just not? And he said, okay. So,
that's awesome.
You know, when you do good in school and you have good relationships with your teachers, that opportunity is actually more available than you think.
Yeah. No, yeah, even in like my physics class where I just literally messed around the entire time. Like I don't remember a single thing from physics. Mm-hmm. And I went up to the teacher and was like, hey, I got a really bad grade on this lab, because it was like we moved different formats, because he was like, okay, we've done like kind of the playful format, now we're moving to an actual professional format of doing labs. So I was like, okay, cool. And I got like a 4 out of 12, and I was like, labs are kind of pretty heavily weighted. So I talked to the teacher and was like, hey, you know, we all did pretty bad. I felt like, you know, we should have been informed a little bit more on why we did so bad so we can improve next time. And he was like, you know what? You're right. So he told me how to do better next time. And he was like, I'm giving you 2 extra credit points for asking me. And I was like, okay, cool. Still only got 50%, but
Better than
the rest of the class.
less than half.
Yeah. So yeah, all you have to do is just talk to the teacher. All the people out there who are, struggling in school, just talk to your teacher.
Build relationships with them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes teachers need to be convinced that you're human also.
Yeah. Also letters of rec. Because a good letter of rec can do wonders.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about college again.
Okay.
Because I keep wanting to say this, but then we keep talking about other things.
All right.
So back to the whole like anti-Trump meme, right?
Right.
Again, people are entitled to their own opinions. I don't really care. But, in our art class, me and Ty were in this art class. And you've already heard my piece about how art classes are annoying because art classes teach you a variety of things, but you're never doing any of them long enough to be good at it.
Yeah.
It's always, okay, for this week, we're doing pencil. Okay, that makes sense. Next week, we're doing pen. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to work with pen. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, from here on out, we'll be working with clay.
Wait, I thought this was a drawing class.
Excuse me? This is what I actually want to do as a career, right? Is using pen on paper, right? No. We're going to use charcoal, and then we're going to use clay, and that's it.
I understand, being diverse in different mediums, but that's what the first quarter should be like, and then it's like, okay, you've got it figured out. Choose your own adventure at this point.
But we walk in there, and I already don't want to do what we're doing because I want to fucking draw. I don't want to render with clay.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the asshole, and I don't like it. I don't like the end product. It's not a fun medium to use. You actually have to prepare to use it. You can't just slap it on there. You have to go outside and spray a coat on it. I'm already in a bad fucking mood. But you're telling me that when I sit there, I have to stare at these pots for the next 2 hours or so?
Yeah.
But for the first hour, you're going to lecture me about Trump in my drawing class.
Yeah.
Believe what you want. But please, God,
don't waste my time.
Stop making my life so miserable.
Yeah.
I already don't want to draw the pots. I don't want to hear your political opinions even more than I don't want to draw the pots. Pain in the ass.
I don't know how I've missed. Well, I had a teacher, the dude who runs the entire film department at the community college. Mm-hmm. It's one dude. He goes on some tirades, but they're not very political. They're just talking about how much he hates Michigan Michigan. That's where he's from. He just talks about how much he hates Detroit, and he's like, I hated living in Detroit so much. I'm so glad I live here now. And it's like, if you come from Michigan, I can completely understand that. You could literally move anywhere, and you'd probably like it better.
I think that's going to be me in 4 years here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Rock on. But yeah, I've always skirted the incredibly political teachers. Even the teachers that I've had that were political is either oh yeah, I'm a little bit left, or it's oh yeah, I'm a little bit right. Even actually, it was some of the art teachers I've had have been more right, which I think would be not as much because the arts are
every art
pretty
teacher
left.
I've ever had has been okay, so today's agenda we're going to be drawing, and then oh fuck, Trump just got slipped to my agenda, let me take that out. And then we're going to be sketching, okay,
dude,
and we're going to be working on our projects that are due at the end of the week.
I think it was Ty. He's doing figure drawing this semester, which if you're doing that in school, you get to draw naked people. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. But sadly, we're distance learning, so it's dang, that sucks.
I wanted to do figure drawing, but it wasn't available because college is stupid like that.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. For my prerequisites, I have to do I don't exactly know what it's called, but it's a humanities section where it's minority literature or something. It's African American literature, Chicano literature, Native American literature, and Asian American literature. It's all American minority groups. And I was oh, Native American sounds really cool because that's what I feel I know the least amount. And I feel it'd be a really interesting perspective. Mm-hmm. And most people I talked to were yeah, honestly, that seems the coolest choice. They didn't offer a single one except for Chicano, which I thought was weird. I feel like they'd be like, oh, it's pretty timely to talk about African American literature, but no. I felt like that was weird. They just dropped all those classes.
I wanted to take a history of women in America class for my liberal arts degree. My soy arts degree. Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Because it was that and 3 other classes that I could take. None of them were available except for African American history, which, I'll take. I have no problem taking that.
Yeah.
But I did want to take that class.
Yeah.
So be prepared in college to get all fucky with
not get the classes
you want. It's weird like that. They'll tell you, you'll look on the list and you'll say, these are the classes we teach. And then when you're registering for classes, they just won't fucking be there.
Yeah. Like sometimes when you go to assist.org and it's like, assist.org will be like, oh, here's like the classes that you need to take for your prerequisites before you transfer. And here are the ones that are going to be offered between 2020 and 2021. Some schools, it'll tell you like, oh, we couldn't get the newest updated version. So this is 2019, 2020, but it still should be pretty accurate. But the college that I was taking most of my classes from, it was like, this is the most updated version and it should be on par. And that was the one where it was like, oh yeah, here's these 4 like minority literature classes you can take. And it was like, only one was available. What's up with that? And then I get an email where it's like, yo, we have so many people signing up for these like classes that we're going to add more. It's like, I feel like there would be a lot of these because, for a letters and science prerequisite class, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people taking it. Because, that encompasses English majors as well, I'm pretty sure. So.
Ugh. Fuck it. College is not as cool as high school. I am a...
Well, we haven't gotten to university yet.
This is true.
That's where it gets apparently infinitely cooler.
My opinion may change. But so far, I've liked high school more than community college. But
I feel like I'm happier now, but I like my school environment less, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or definitely more confident.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. I'm not a mind reader.
Well, maybe you fucking should be, dude.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should get a degree in that. Oh, wait, they're not offering the classes.
Yeah, sorry. Those are only available in spring semesters.
So it is spring semester.
You missed your sign-up.
Prick.
Oh, that shit's so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to take figure drawing second semester.
Yeah.
And figure drawing 2 was the only one available.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So for Japanese 2... I switched colleges because we were taking it at the same community college, and then I switched to a different one because of like conflict and scheduling. And they offered like 6 Japanese 1 classes, like a lot. And each one, has a cap of around 30 people. So what? That's like 180 people taking Japanese. Mm-hmm. In our Japanese class last semester,
a little over 30 people.
Had a little over 30 people, and by the end had 22. So like a third left. So using that math, you can say that out of the 180 people that took Japanese 1 at this college from those 6 classes, 120 of them would move on to Japanese 2. But there's only a single Japanese 2 class available in the entire school.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it was super like overclocked too. Like the wait list was like 12 people. I emailed the teacher and was like, yo, I emailed her way early in advance when there's still spots available. And was like, hey, it's going to take a while for my transcripts to get over to the school because you had to do the prereq. And she was like, okay, you're chill. But it's like, I feel like this is really weird. Like that was kind of a pretty bad foresight on that one.
Yeah. Motherfucker, it's an online class. There's no building to keep us all in.
Yeah.
I think you can manage... If you're doing 200 students normally, I think 40 students in one class is fine.
Yeah.
When you're not even looking at all of them at one time.
Yeah.
Dude. Human.
I think there used to be a cinch on these pants, but somebody took it out.
Yeah, audience, look at his pants.
Yeah. I just thought I'd say it out loud. I was trying to figure out what these were. I thought they were buttonholes, but they weren't. So now I figured it out.
Buttholes?
Buttholes. butthole shirt?
Yo. I want to get the butthole shirt so bad. I want to get the butthole shirt and then post a picture on my Instagram and just rate the drip is the title.
You should get it super oversized and not wear pants, so you can just have the butthole shirt on.
Oh.
That'd be pretty good.
If that's an option, I'll consider it.
Yeah. It might be a little more money, though, because, more fabric.
Yo, we rocking butthole shirts.
We rocking our CTTV merch, butthole shirts. Facts.
I want the shirt that says, my mom calls me handsome.
I saw a shirt where it was like something like, there's always the Virginity Rock shirt, but I saw some dude at work pass by and he had a shirt that said, I heart hot moms.
Ooh.
And I was like,
Me too.
That's kind of awesome. But at the same time, for a 14-year-old kid, you've got some serious confidence to wear that shirt.
I would fucking wear that shit in a heartbeat because 1, I believe it. And 2, that's cringy as fuck.
Yeah.
And I love
this is exactly what you like
shit.
wearing. Have you seen, it's like Nakey Jakey's friend has a brand where it's just everything is just I heart my mom. And I'm like, man, I kind of want that. Like, that's really sweet. I dig that. I wonder if they're going to do a collection of I heart my dad. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. I thought you would have more to say about that, but you didn't. So you just left me high and dry.
Yeah, you want me to fucking do something about it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, since I feel like the conversations are kind of dying down, we're not going to end yet. No, not that. I would like to talk about the hour-long Evangelion timelines video that I watched today. Because I'm not going to talk about the whole thing, because most of it was just like, hey, here's the actual timeline that is canon, and then here's some obscure video games, and then every advertisement they've ever done, and I'm considering all these canon. So you get pictures where it's like the giant spear that's like in, it's a
lance.
Yeah, it's a lance. I'm not going to go too much into spoilers, even though it's like 30 years old, people. I think it turns, no, it's not 30 yet, but yeah, the lance, it's like attacking a tomato, and it has like the AT field, which is like the force field in the show. And like this guy was like, this is a canon image. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to take this very seriously. But some of the things they pulled up was like, yeah, there's 4 Evangelion strip mahjong games. All the characters are 14.
But 13 is the age of consent in Japan.
Yeah, but...
Do you think when they raise the age of consent, they'll go back and eradicate all that shit?
I think that's one of the main problems, is they're like, that's a lot of porn we have to delete.
The Australians just banned hentai.
Yeah.
Because they said lollies exist and we're too fucking lazy to look through all the hentai.
Yeah.
So all of it's gone.
Yeah.
So,
Korea just has porn banned.
I will never go to Australia now. Because I can't sleep at night unless I come.
Nice. You just gotta learn how to do it in your sleep, and you'd save so much time.
Learn to do it in my sleep. But then I'm not... Because the buildup is awesome, too.
I don't want to get into this. Yeah. Yeah, Evangelion, it get really deep. But one thing I thought was interesting, which I told you before the podcast, was, there is the Neon Genesis Evangelion tied with the end of Evangelion, which is the original series. And then there's the rebuilds, which came out in 2007, and the last one comes out this year, which they, again, delayed because of coronavirus. It was going to come out in July.
That's like...
Haha. But, and then there was also a manga series that started before Neon Genesis, the original series that came out in the mid-90s, and finished in like 2014. Like, it took an eternity to finish. And the dude was like, yeah, so there's like some theories that like, it's like confirmed that at the end of Neon Genesis, it's a time loop, and that's where the rebuilds start, where it's like they go back in time and like things reset, so things are different because like different things happen, but it kind of plays out the same way. But the dude was like, yeah, I think that the manga series actually isn't a different retelling of the original series, but is in fact the first timeline. So it goes the Neon Genesis manga, and then the Neon Genesis TV show, and then the rebuilds. And I thought that was really cool. So that's you don't have to watch the 1 hour video like I did now, because it's at the very end of the video that he talks about this. So you just saved yourself 57 minutes.
Everything just went right out one ear, or in one ear, out the other. I only remember tomato.
Oh, yeah, the tomato with the spear, the lance.
You know, I think my pancreas, or not my appendix is going to blow up.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably end here then.
I feel
that's going to happen.
sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Is this a bit, or it's like...
No, I'm being serious with you.
Okay. Should we go to the hospital?
No.
No? What should we do then?
Just wait, I guess.
Just wait till it blows up?
Well, if I get unbearable pain, I'll go to the hospital. I just got healthcare.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I don't have healthcare at my job.
Me either.
But you do. Oh, wait, no.
No, I'm getting it from my mommy and dad.
Nice. Dependency. You know what's super cool about the
Ice.
What? Anyways, you know what's really cool about the checks that people are getting, you know, the whatever they're called? The $600 ones, and they were $1,200.
What's up?
Yeah, they're like, yo, if you are below the age of 18 and you are a dependent, you can potentially get a check if your parents sign you up for it. And it's like, dang, that's pretty cool. And it's like, yo, if you're above the age of 18 and a non-dependent, you also get a check. Cool. If you're above the age of 18 and a dependent, screw you. You don't get one. Which I feel like that's a lot of college students who really need that money that aren't getting it. He got one?
He got several.
No, that was furlough. He was on hold at a job. I got that too.
Oh.
That was different.
I thought it was the same thing.
No. So yeah, I thought that was BS. So what's up with that? I want my free $600.
Well,
I pay taxes.
You already paid that in taxes.
Yeah, I know, but I paid my taxes.
Can we just agree to kill taxes? Fuck.
What are we gonna do about roads?
Have one tax instead of 80.
Just one like insane tax on something and just call it a day?
No, just make tax cuts because...
Just make alcohol 3 times the price.
No,
with
this
taxes.
isn't the fucking Middle East, okay? Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
All right.
We can cut a lot of taxes.
Right.
And by cutting taxes, or like cutting our budget, I should say, we have a lot of budgets we can cut.
Yeah.
We cut our budgets, we can cut taxes. And if we can cut taxes, we can say, okay, there's no more property tax. There's no more, what is it? Sales tax.
Sales tax.
Just make only one. Just make income tax.
Yeah.
That's it. When you have 50 taxes, you're not keeping most of your money.
Yeah.
You're taxed on the money you make. You're taxed on the money you spend. You tax on where you live. You're taxed on the money you give. What the fuck?
Man, this is why we need to go and raid the Capitol right now.
You know what, Dane?
Let's go do it.
Let's just right on down to what's the capital of California? LA or San Francisco?
Sacramento.
What?
The capital of California is Sacramento.
Why?
I don't know.
That's not our most populous city.
I don't know what to tell you.
What the
Carson
fuck are
City
we
is the
doing?
capital of Nevada. That's not the most populous.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's Sacramento.
Who built these states? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. We're coming for you, Sacramento.